They have been called many names throughout history: genius, gifted, prodigy, star children, witch, possessed, or even a demon. They are people with extraordinary and unusual gifts. Mozart is a good example of such a musical talent. While Einstein changed the world with his talent in science, but people with supernatural talents have been called terrible names. Today we still don't have proper names for them. For children displaying such mystical abilities, people call them indigo children. These are the supposed characteristics of indigo children: intelligent, intuitive, empathic, curious, strong-willed, perceived as being strange, driven by purpose, interested in spirituality, feelings of entitlement, hating to follow rules. This list is vague. Even the name indigo children poses a problem. What do you call these children when they grow up? Indigo amigo? There's a thin line between indigo and prodigy. Is their talent headed for madness or greatness? It is hard to imagine, but Wikipedia stated that indigo children may function poorly in schools. In some cases, it is true. Too smart for school, too different to fit in. Like Sho Yano, who finished his PhD at age 18 and his MD at age 21, who read at 2, wrote by 3, and composed music by 5. He's more like a prodigy instead of a indigo, but his story sounded more like fiction than news. However, thanks to his mother, who saw his potential and fast-paced him through homeschool. I believe children with that kind of intelligence can succeed in any field they choose. Sho Yano is lucky to have a family with the time and resources for him, but we must wonder, what will happen to people like him in regular school? I will share with you stories of 3 prodigies I know. All are extremely intelligent. All attended only public schools. Their experience can show others how to adapt and survive the system. The first one is probably an indigo, as she not only fit the description to a T, her natural ability also appeared after she was unleashed from her bondage. Basically, her intelligence got her through college, but she was miserable, having difficulties focused at school, and she had no friends. She failed 3rd grade math because she was scolded by a teacher once, and she developed a fear of numbers. She then had to take accounting 101 twice due to the same fear. She was forced to take business as her major because of her mom's wish. That fear faded away when she came to the U.S. She became a certified public accountant, management accountant, certified internal auditor, certified in financial management, and together with 10 more IT certificates and 3 other professional licenses. However, she is still haunted by her experiences growing up with no friends. She wanted more than anything for her children to have normal lives without wasting their special gifts. Both kids have excelled through regular public schools, but through online classes, one graduated community college 1 year before finishing high school, while the other one has 6 world records and has graduated high school and community college at the same time. Whatever supernatural ability my indigo friend had was buried with the fear she had when she was young. She remained a lonely, unhappy child, afraid of expressing herself. Eventually, her true self grew, and her ability and intelligence has shined through. Psychic abilities can disappear, as I just mentioned, but can also be trained and developed. A famous scientist, Li Si Chen, had an experimental extrasensory perception class. He has been an IEEE Fellow, a National Taiwan University Professor of Electrical Engineering since 1982. He got his master's and PhD both from Stanford University. Basically, he is the last person you would expect to hold such an experiment. However, the moment this research was known, a remark was added to his Wikipedia page calling him controversial. because of his interest in the scientific research of Chinese Qigong and extrasensory perception. His finger reading classes started in 1996 with 138 students aged 7 to 13. In just 8 hours and in 4 days, 21 of the 98 students were able to recognize words and numbers with their fingers. Their training was quite simple. Students started with a 10-minute meditation, then focused their attention to the tips of their fingers. A sealed envelope then was placed in front of their fingers. 21 of the 98 students were able to read characters in the envelopes. Now you can see how amazing our minds can be. Of course, this experiment almost destroyed Dr. Li Chen's reputation as a serious scientist. However, in 2005, Dr. Li was chosen as the president for National Taiwan University. I want to share another unbelievable example of supernatural ability development. It is a story of one father's will to save his daughter. Instead of me telling you, I will have him share his amazing journey with you.
My daughter had cerebral epilepsy. I refused to give up when doctors told me that her brain may not develop and she is likely to be a vegetable for life. As a father, I refused to accept it. I decided to help her myself. When I was young, I used to see good and bad beings in my house, and I learned to heal headache with chant or frequency from a spiritual teacher. But I lost connection when I started school. For years, when I was busy with work, I almost forgot what I once had. But when my daughter was sick and needed my help, I realized what I had to do. I tried in vain to find my spiritual teacher. Finally, I decided to look online, read books, and train myself. I was shown in my dream to put my hands in the sky to visualize. Through meditation, I felt the boundary around me broken. Through unconditional love, I found common denominator among religions. Through connecting with the environment, I felt myself evolved. I know it's hard to believe, but I felt as if I had an electrical grind around me, which helped me view the world in a different perspective. I can communicate with plants, animals, and feel their feelings. And one night, I felt a mist pass by me and became part of me. I felt loved and fulfilled.
Now that I've showed you supernatural abilities can be learned, developed, and blocked, are you ready to wake up the psychic in you? There are theories about the next human evolution. The change in us that is, has been, or will be taking place. The change to move us from a third dimension to the fourth dimension.
I then started to visualize my daughter healthy, and quickly she started to get better. I can't say it was me, but it is divine intervention I'm totally grateful for.
This is Ken Peters. Thank you for watching.
I can fly high in the sky, fly above the clouds with wings spread wide.